Wendi Deng has been pictured partying on a yacht with her 21-year-old model lover, 4 years after splitting from billionaire ex-husband Rupert Murdoch.
The 49-year-old entrepreneur could be seen enjoying a glass of wine with Bertold Zahoran on the Caribbean holiday island on Wednesday.
Deng and Zahoran listened to a performance by American singer Jimmy Buffett and were pictured standing on the yacht's deck next to former Beatles frontman Sir Paul McCartney.
It comes a year after the couple were spotted together strolling hand-in-hand on a beach on the same island.
The Chinese-American beauty was wearing a gray and yellow mini-tube dress for the occasion and could not contain her smile as she joined Zahoran for a drink.
The pair moved to a lounger where they continued to enjoy the music.
Also on board for the party was Stella McCartney, the successful fashion designer daughter of St. Paul, who made her way down the bridge in denim shorts and a black t-shirt.
Wendi split from ex-husband Rupert Murdoch in 2013 after 14 years of marriage. At the time, Rupert, 86, cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split.
There were reports at the time claiming he had grown suspicious of his wife's relationship with former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, the godfather of their daughter Grace.
Details of their divorce settlement were sealed, but it was revealed that Wendi got to keep the couple's 3-story Fifth Avenue apartment in New York after the split.
Meanwhile, Rupert went on to find love with model Jerry Hall, with the pair tying the knot last year.
It was the fourth marriage for the CEO of News Corporation.
The couple married in 1999 after first meeting in 1997 when Wendi was a TV executive at the Murdoch-owned Star TV network in Hong Kong.
Wendi memorably slapped a man about to throw a custard pie in Rupert's face during a parliamentary hearing with MPs over the phone hacking scandal in 2011.
And the former couple, who share 2 children, Grace, 15, and Chloe, 13, seem to have remained firm friends, with the pair sharing a friendly hug after a family meal in New York in September.
Wendi raised more than a few eyebrows when she was first photographed strolling hand-in-hand on a Caribbean beach with Zahoran.
It was not so much their age difference, but her choice of a man who was little known outside the fashion industry.
Zahoran, from a village in Hungary, also happens to be 64 years junior to Deng's former husband, who is one of the most recognizable names in the world. Deng and Zahoran went public with their romance when a photo of the couple standing together on the island of St Barts was published on his Instagram account, much to the delight of his 24,000 followers.
The couple had spent the new year together along with her 2 daughters after Zahoran jetted in from spending Christmas with his family in Hungary.
The romance, which began last May, has been the talk of fashion circles and among the power players in New York.
Deng and Zahoran, who also lives in New York, are thought to have been introduced by friends and were first pictured at a party thrown by supermodel Naomi Campbell.
They later dressed up as ghouls for a Halloween party, with the photo appearing on Zahoran's Instagram page. But while Zahoran continues to grace the covers of glossy magazines and on fashion catwalks in his meteoric rise, Mail Online revealed in January that he only decided to make a career in fashion 2 years ago after failing to realize his childhood dream of playing basketball in the American NBA League.
In an exclusive interview, his mother, Varga, who is 3 years younger than Chinese-born Deng, revealed his dream of emulating his basketball heroes ended when he realized he was not good enough.
From an early age, Bertold wanted to be a basketball player and compete in the NBA League.
His heroes were Michael Jordan and other players, Varga told Mail Online from her home in the town of Mazobarani.
She divorced Zahoran's father when her son was a baby and brought up him and his sister Kitty up on her own.
When he was about 17, he said he was not strong enough or tall enough to make it in the league, she said.
By then, modeling opportunities were presenting themselves and he decided to take them.
Varga said her son was a very good boy, he was always very well behaved and was no trouble.
From an early age he kept his body in good shape and enjoyed working out.
Physically he is good looking, but all mothers would say that about their son.
I wouldn't say he was very aware about his looks.
He never thought he would be a model, but of course people when they see him in magazines tell me how handsome he is.
I am of course very proud. Zahoran was discovered in 2014 when he was featured in a photo spread for Vogue magazine posing alongside the Danube in Budapest, Hungary, with other local models.
But he was already a seasoned model, having started posing for a local photographer from the age of 15.
Hairdresser Tomasz Balog chose Zahoran as his model for a series of hairdressing competitions in the town of Debrecen, where he was attending a sports academy. He was a natural and I chose him because he had the most wonderful hair and also looked good, said Balog. Women loved him, but he was not that interested as he was so focused on sport.
Putting aside his dream of playing in the NBA 2 years ago, Zahoran signed to a New York-based modeling agency and his career took off at lightning speed.
He has fronted campaigns for Versace and Ralph Lauren and also opened a Givenchy show.
With his chiseled good looks and impressive six-pack abs, which he shows off in countless shirtless photos on his Instagram page, Zahoran was a favorite of Donatella Versace.
Despite meeting Deng in May last year, their romance was not seemingly confirmed until the Caribbean trip.
The sun-kissed beaches of St Barts, where the rich and famous see a new year, are a world away from his early life in a small Hungarian town close to the border with Romania.
Such was Zahoran's dedication to basketball that he would spend hours in the garden of his family's modest home in Zobarani practicing shots against a basketball net. One neighbor said, "Every evening you would hear the thump of the ball on the ground."
It went on, but Bertold was such a lovely, polite boy. His first coach Imre Tonchos recalled how Zahoran was a natural for the sport because of his height.
In his early teens he was close to 6 feet tall, putting him head and shoulders above other players. There was one game where about 4 of 5 players jumped on him to get the ball.
Suddenly he emerged out of the pile and strode away.
It was like something out of a movie.
Imre, 40, who now runs a restaurant in the town of Masabarani, said Zahoran had little time for anything apart from basketball.
When we would go to tournaments in Germany or Slovakia he would be the focus of lots of girls, he recalled.
He was a very good-looking boy, but had not real interest in having a girlfriend as he was just interested in sport. At the age of 14, and with his mother's support, he left home to move to the town of Debrecen where he attended a sports academy along with 1,000 of the most talented young sports stars in Hungary. It was while playing for the Debrecen team that he was selected to represent the under-16 national team.
People were very proud that someone from the town was representing the country.
They would come up to me in the street and congratulate me, said 45-year-old Varga in January.
Bertold is known much more for his basketball than his modeling.
They do know he is a model, but not so many people approach me to talk about him. While attending the Debrecen Sport Academy, Zahoran came to the attention of hairdresser Balog.
I needed someone to model for me in competitions and Zahoran agreed, he said. What first struck me about him was his piercing blue eyes.
He also had a wonderful head of hair that I could work with. Other people began to notice him and he was asked to model for other hairdressers. I remember one time he came to the salon just after a basketball match. He had a big red mark on his face and we had to use a lot of makeup to hide it before the competition.
Asked about her son's girlfriend being 3 years older than her, Varga said, "That is none of my business.
It is his life."
Varga said she hoped to visit New York to see her son, adding, "Apart from the Christmas holidays he was only here last January.
I would love to see him more, but I know he is very busy."
Among his biggest fan is Donatella Versace.
She is reported to have personally chosen him for one of her campaigns.
Runway shows quickly followed and he is a regular for Polo Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, and Armani.
Photographer Mark Siegel believes he gave Zahoran his big break when he featured him in a photo spread for Vogue's Homme magazine in the summer of 2014.
The photos were published the following year and Siegel told the magazine, "I was traveling in Prague when my close friend Cliff Fong texted me to join him in Budapest.
He mentioned he knew someone starting a modeling agency, Wham models Budapest, there and thought I might want to do some portraits of their guys.
I have always been fascinated with Eastern European faces, so decided to go and check it out.
Segel would later shoot Zahoran in the gardens of Millard House in California.
Zahoran candidly admits that he cannot believe his good fortune in going from a small town in Hungary to living in New York City.
He said, "When I started,